testing, 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 testing. Testing, testing, testing. Okay. I'd like to begin this meeting by acknowledging this land that we meet on today is the traditional lands of the Ghana people and that we respect their spiritual relationship with their country. We also acknowledge the Ghana people as the custodians of the Greater Adelaide region and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to the living Ghana people today. And we've opened the meeting at 6:36. Item 2, attendance record. Roll call, we have Jade Hancock as an apology, and Renee will be late. Are there any motions to grant leave of absence? There is no current leave of absence, and there are no non-attendance. Item 3, public open forum. Is there any public open forum? There is not. Item 4, declarations of interest. Abby and Darcy have their forms. We'll just give them a few minutes. For item 4, Abigail has declared a general conflict of interest for item 7.1, and Darcy Hancock has declared a general conflict of interest for item 7.1. That's for our renominations for the Youth Advisory Committee, which means that neither of them have to leave the room and that they can choose whether they want to vote on the item or not. Item 5, confirmation of minutes. I hope everyone's read the minutes from our meeting on Monday, the 5th of September. Were there any questions? Can I have a mover? Yep, Xanthi, and a seconder. Cody. Yep. All those in favour? Unanimously carried. And then we can move on to item 6, business arising from minutes. Was there any business arising from the minutes? Yeah. And now we'll go to item 7.1, which is the appointment of members. Office's recommendation that the Gawler Youth Advisory Committee recommends to Council that it notes the expressions of interest from Abby Dale, Lucy Stamachi, and Darcy Hancock for membership to the Gawler Youth Advisory Committee. Would any of them like to speak in their nominations? Abby Dale. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Oh, you can. Lucy has been very involved in the youth space for quite some time. She's very resilient and determined and a very friendly face. So on behalf of myself and of Lucy, I recommend that she would be a benefit to our team, as she has a very wide mindset and is a friendly face to everyone. Yep, and the applications for these 3 people have been stapled in the attachments. Is there any discussion? Ready?
Yeah, so just on the 3rd point of the motion about the resignations, just to thank Hannah, Brenna, and Isaac. Isaac, of course, is got elected to council, but hasn't continued on this year onto the YAC. But he's said he's not against it in the future, but it's a very busy year for him, considering he just got elected to council, etc. So yeah, thanks. Thanks for the people who've resigned, and looking forward to having some new people as well.
And we can also thank Councillor Shanks for his time on the Youth Advisory Committee. If we have a mover. Yep.
Through the chair, just to be clear, I believe Amelia is suggesting a point 4 to the motion, which is that Councillor Shanks also be thanked. So there would be 4 points to that motion that we're voting on. And also we just need to ask both Abby and Darcy whether they'd like to take part in the vote, how they're going to deal with their declarations of interest this evening. So you can choose to take part in the vote, or you can choose to abstain from the vote. It's completely your decision. You just have to let us know what you're going to do in terms of this motion.
Could I have a mover and a second mover? Jack, and seconder? Xanthi? All those in favour? Unanimously carried. 7.2, the appointment of chairperson and deputy chairperson to Gawler Youth Advisory Committee. We've got 2 nominations for chairperson. Which is Jade Hancock, who is not here tonight, and Abby Dale. Jade has written a statement and it should be with all the other bits of paper. So if everyone could read through that, that would be lovely. And if there's anyone else who would like to nominate, please speak. And if Abby would like to speak on her nomination. Don't have to. No? Unless there are any other nominations, then we will vote for chair and deputy chair. Just for chair.
Excellent. The committee have chosen Jade as the next chairperson.
Now we will go into votes for deputy chair. We have Abby Dale nominating. Is there anyone else who would like to nominate? Well, we don't have to vote, and we'll recommend that Abby Dale gets appointed as deputy chairperson for a term of 1 year. Could we have a mover for, yeah, Xanthi, and a seconder, Jack? Yeah, and all those in favour? Unanimously carried. And then we'll move on to item 7.3, which is the Youth Development Officer update. Which Debbie will do.
Through the chair, thank you. Yeah, so we've had a very busy time. As you can tell, we haven't had a meeting for a while, so we've got quite a large report. Thank you all for your patience and obviously coming in tonight. And we've had probably a sort of different year last year as part of the committee, but it has been really good that a lot of you are so involved in our youth events and programs in the youth space. So that has been very thankful. And a big thank you to everybody that came to the end of the year event in November at the Bowls Club. That was fantastic and we had such good feedback. We do hope to do something like that again towards the end of this year. We have the Fringe and our youth band is going to be playing live there. We also have some dancers going to do a surprise something happening there. So if you're around on Friday the 17th, come to the opening of the Fringe. It'll be very exciting. We also have some events happening in the youth space on the 25th of February. I was going to say September. And we have our film premiere of a brand new film called Barry Normal. Yep. So a ghost tour of the Civic Centre or something like that. I haven't seen it yet, so it will be very interesting to see what happens there. It's all being made up by the young people, filmed by them and edited by them. So that'll be interesting. They get to walk the red carpet and come in, so you can book tickets to come and see that. Later in the year, we hope to be able to offer that to wider community because it is nearly booked out. So it has been obviously lots of people want to come in to see that. And we're also offering escape rooms, which I believe now are booked out, and we will continue to offer those throughout the course of this year for young people in the youth space. The December school holidays, as I said, were crazy busy, but it was great for us to be able to get lots done. We've got lots of artwork going into the Fringe this year, from tables that they have repurposed, chairs, to some mosaicing coffee tables made into, one's been made into a noughts and crosses and the other one's into snakes and ladders. They'll be moving around as well, and some other art pieces. They've made some lamps out of books. They've done lots of upcycling, so which is really great. Big thank you to our youth volunteers. The highest number of hours recorded for the youth was last year, so that's really great. Thank you, and we hope to be able to pick that up in future this year. We'd also like to take the opportunity to ask anyone that would like to have a new photo next meeting. If you want to wear your shirts, we'll take a photo so that we can actually do that. Or if you would like to be part of a small video, please let us know. We do plan for our next youth YAC team building sometime in April, and we put forward that maybe you would like to try some of the escape rooms if you wish, as one of the things that we can do in the youth space, as well as other things. There's quite a few to choose from. And up on the website is the current youth survey from Mission Australia, and the town of Gawler has their own report to that. And on the table, you also have the Fringe brochure, and yes, so thank you very much. Is there any questions?
Thank you, Debbie. Can we have a mover? Abby, and a seconder? Xanthi? Moving on to item 7.4, the youth sponsorship. Oh, sorry. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. And now we'll move on to item 7.4, which is the youth sponsorship program. So we've received 12 nominations for this youth sponsorship program. 4 of those being under the age of 12. Could I get Chia to speak to this? Thank you.
Through the chair, sorry. Technical difficulties with me this evening abound. So as you know, we have the youth sponsorship program, and the guidelines state that it's open for young people aged 12 to 25. So 8 of the 12 applications meet all of the guidelines, and they are from young people aged between 12 and 25. There are, however, 4 applications from people who are under 12 years old. However, the sponsorship guidelines do allow those to be considered by the committee on a case-by-case basis, so they have been included. We do have the money to pay for them, and in the past, people under 12 have received sponsorship from the committee, so it's completely up to the committee. You can talk about them, discuss the applications if you wish. And there is enough money. So if we pay out all 12, there's still $3,700 remaining in the sponsorship fund for the rest of the financial year, which is another 6 months. As staff, we would say that I think it's probably time for the committee guidelines to be looked at to see if we want to continue to allow them, but they're permitted under the guidelines as they are at this stage. So it's up to the committee whether they would like to approve all 12 or approve some or not others. So I'll leave it up to the committee to discuss if they wish to, or if you've got any questions, happy to answer them.
Yeah, is there any discussion at all? Would everyone like to do the first 8 who are within the age range as a group, or would you like to look at them individually?
I'm happy to move that all be approved by the Youth Advisory Committee. I think it's well worthwhile and worth the investment, and that, you know, we have this fund available. We should make the most use of it. And a lot of these, I guess, a lot of them are, few of them are sort of repeating names. So it's great to see that they're continuing to, over the past 5-6 years, apply for these funds and be able to continue their sporting. And then also some new names as well, which is exciting.
So could I have a seconder for those first 8 names? Oh, for all of them? Yeah, can I have a seconder? Yeah, Darcy. All those in favour? Yep, carried unanimously. Moving on to item 8, items listed for discussion. 8.1, Chair's verbal update. There is no Chair's verbal update. Item 8.2, the Climate Emergency Action Plan Working Group update. Cody?
So the working group is wrapped up now because the action plan was approved, so it doesn't, we can take that off the agenda in the future.
Thank you, Cody. Item 8.3, the Youth Advisory Panel update. I'll speak on that one. Nothing has happened so far this year. We did have a meeting at the end of last year, which was at the new building in Clayford. And we talked about entrepreneurship amongst young people. And item 8.4, Gawler Youth Accessibility to Transport.
I'm happy to speak about this because it kind of also links in with 8.5, and Isaac's no longer here to discuss the accessibility of the transport. Just a teensy bit sad. So there hasn't been any work as such regarding the accessibility to the transport subcommittee. However, there was some work done by the Gawler Environment Centre with the Transport Action Network, which is a city-based organization that ran an event at the end of last year on cycling and accessibility to active transport in Gawler, the opportunities and challenges that lie for Gawler. We had many members of the Gawler community attend, including the mayor and some council staff, which was great to see. We had our very own Amelia speak as well, which is very great. Thank you. And yeah, there's a report currently being finalized, which will be made public, and I will endeavor to share that to the Facebook group so everyone can have a read.
Yep, and item 8.5 would assume that's, yep. And okay, 8.6, which is the youth administration training update.
Thank you. So I've just been going through the December and January school holidays at the moment, which has been really fun. We had some Christmas programs. My favorite was actually the film production one. Got to be a part of that, which was really fun. Really excited to see the end result. And obviously that's being shown at Fringe, which is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to the Gawler Fringe, first time really being a part of that as well, which is going to be really great to see all come together. I'm still doing my study, slowly getting through that. And yeah, only 2 and a bit months left, so it's ending pretty fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. And then we'll move on to item 8.7, which is the Reconciliation Action Plan, which is this card on your documents with an acknowledgement of country. There is a link to go online to read about the town of Gawler's action plan. And if we would like the coordinator of this to come to our meeting, we can definitely do that in the future. It's also worth noting the art in the background is done by 2 young Indigenous artists, and that is also shown out near the stairwell.
Councillor Ethan White is also on our Reconciliation Action Plan Working Party. So the Reconciliation Action Plan is basically the town of Gawler's commitment to strengthening, building, improving relationships with our Aboriginal community. And it has lots of different opportunities and goals in the plan. So if you just Google Town of Gawler Reconciliation Action Plan, you can find it on our website. And as Amelia said, we did commission 2 local Aboriginal artists, Kira and Cody from Lively Art, to paint the wonderful piece that you'll see on our stairwell as you walk down the main stairs. So that has inspired the artwork for the little acknowledgement of country card. And we also in the library got the 2 girls to design 2 of our new library cards. So there's lots of opportunities to see their art throughout the centre. But if you have any questions, if there's anything that the youth committee, once you've had a read, would like to do or have any ideas about helping us improve or, you know, reach the goals and the opportunities that are listed in the RAP, we'd definitely be keen to hear that. And Linda, who is our Community Development Officer, is more than happy to come and speak to the RAP if that's something the committee are interested in. Thank you.
Yeah, Ethan.
Thanks, Amelia. I thought I'd just well, first of all, say hi to you all. I think I know most of you, but I'm looking forward to working on the Youth Advisory Committee, and I'm sure that we can do some really exciting things, continue doing really exciting things for the youth of Gawler. In regards to the Reconciliation Action Plan, as Chair mentioned, yeah, I'm a member of the Reconciliation Action Plan Working Group. So we had our first meeting just last week. One of the things that we talked about, which we're going to discuss at our next meeting, is in particular during Reconciliation Week and NAIDOC Week, which comes up later in the year, having a few more different sort of events or activities or I guess initiatives that the town of Gawler can run in relation to Reconciliation Week and NAIDOC Week. We talked a couple of things about traditional foods and things like that as well. So they were just ideas, but we are going to discuss it more at our next meeting. So if anyone has any ideas or anything they've seen elsewhere, maybe if it's at school or maybe your studies, that other people do for NAIDOC and Reconciliation Week, come and speak to me or speak to Chia, because we'll bring it up at our next meeting, and then hopefully later in the year we'll be able to get some new and exciting things happening, which align with the Reconciliation Action Plan, but also would engage younger people in the Gawler community too. So if you've got any ideas or you think of anything, come and speak to me or speak to Chia at any point, and we'll bring it up at our next meeting, which won't be for a few weeks. So you've got a bit of time up your sleeve. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. Is there any other questions or discussion? Moving on to item 8.8, and Renee will give an update on the Learn to Swim program.
Thank you, Amelia. So yeah, I was asked to talk tonight about the Learn to Swim program at the Gawler Aquatic Centre. So sorry I'm late, everyone. That's where I've come from. My last class was running late. Anyway, so I'll highlight some of the best things about being an instructor, and then I'll highlight the process to become one as well. So for me, the best thing about being a swim instructor is that it could possibly lead, its valuable skills for you as an instructor to lead into other career options. So if you're thinking about being a teacher, regardless of ages, it's a good way to start, learning about structuring lessons and what's important and how to lead up to things, and that. And you can see if you enjoy it as well. It's like a trial before you jump yourself into a career to do teaching, go to uni. So you can have a little bit more hands-on experience and decide if you like it. It looks great on your resume as well. You have qualifications you have to go through, so it shows commitment and it shows that you have footing in the community as well, because you're out there showing your face, teaching the young generations important life skills. What else have I got? It's fantastic to see the kids progress and reach their goals. It might be the first time they put their head underwater, or they do the best torpedo you've ever seen, or it's just personal achievements for them is fantastic, because you're doing the right thing, and that you're doing your job properly, and just seeing the smiles on their faces and waving at their parents when they do something fantastic is really rewarding. And that you're making a difference in their lives, as in if they ever get into trouble in the water, they know what to do and they can swim to save themselves at the very least. And that, they're just valuable life skills to have. Everyone goes to the pool for a fun day out, and they won't be able to do that unless they know how to swim either, or, the ocean and its dangerous qualities that it has. So the process about becoming a swim instructor is a little bit involved, but it's fun all the while and it's all hands-on. So the first thing to do is the course. If you go with Gawler, I believe Starplex does it as well. They have a similar program. But if you go with the Gawler Aquatic Centre, they help you do the course. So they'll pay for you. Council is at the moment paying for instructors to go and do the OSWIM course, which is a teacher of teaching and water safety. That's what it's called. So that's the initial qualification you have to teach ages from 3 right through. And so you get paid to do that. I did mine down at Marion, so it was a 2-day physical course. You have to pass competency test, which is 50 meters freestyle. That's it, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And apart from that, you don't have to have any previous swimming experience. So if you're someone that can swim, but they've never been in a squad or anything like that, it doesn't matter. It's worth giving it a go anyway. And then after the 2-day course, there's a little bit of online coursework, but that can be smashed out in a few hours. It's not that hard. Then you get given a booklet and you go back to your swim school. And then you shadow hours. You have to do at least 20 hours, I think, shadowing. I also think the town of Gawler is paying for the shadow hours, which is like you'll get a pay for your shadow hours, which is quite rare. Normally you have to volunteer your hours, as long as you are willing to be a swimming instructor for Gawler upon completion of your qualifications. So once you do your 20 hours and you've filled out the bookwork, you'll get assessed. So all our lessons are half an hour at the Gawler Aquatic Centre. So you just run a lesson. Esther, most likely the assessor at Gawler Aquatic Centre, the program supervisor, she will watch your lesson and see how you go, and pass you depending on your performance. All right. Assessment. So then your booklet gets sent to Oswim, and they'll just go through it, make sure you have everything filled out correctly, and then you get your qualification pretty much. So the shadow hours are great. You get to learn off other instructors, especially if you haven't had any teaching or prior swimming experience. But yeah, they're really helpful and, you know, on board and like to teach you. And so, yes, very good. Yeah, so as I said before, the council is paying at the moment for the qualification. And yeah, Australia in general is just seriously in need of swimming instructors. So there's quite, you know, a lot of room. Everyone, if you're interested, please look into it. Contact the Gawler Aquatic Centre or see Deb or Chia. I'm sure anyone can help you or come and talk to me. I'm happy to tell you more about the process. But it's a fantastic place to work and I really love it. And yeah, so if you're interested, definitely look into it a bit harder and we would all be grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Item 8.9, firstly, I'd like to welcome Darcy back after her year-long leave of absence. And I'll also ask her to speak on an update about her time overseas.
Hi, everyone. I just came back from Wales where I did a working gap year. So I graduated 2021 and then I went straight and did a gap year before I start uni this year. I worked in a school over there as just like a gap assistant teacher, mostly to do with sport. But it was amazing to get the opportunity to earn money whilst also traveling. I went to Italy, I went to Spain, England, Wales. Yeah, it was amazing. The job itself was good as well. So can't ask for more. It was a great experience.
Thank you, Darcy. We'll now move on to item 9. 9.1 is our tourism strategy, items listed for discussion at future meetings. Item 9.1, tourism strategy, digital storytelling. And that's for a future meeting. Item 10, questions without notice. Sadie?
Just regarding the agenda, the last 5 or so of those items listed for discussion, I don't have on here, and or the 9.1 or anything like that. Is that what's happening with all that?
Through the chair. So these have been discussion points added since the agenda's come out. So they're just more things to talk about tonight.
Yeah, are there any other questions without notice? Or any other discussion? Moving on to item 11, motions without notice. Does anyone have any motions without notice? If not, then we'll move to item 12, which is a close at 7:17 p.m. And our next ordinary meeting will be on Monday, the 6th of March, 2023, commencing at 6:30 PM. Yes. There, we did that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, 6:30. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Yeah, thank you. I'd like to acknowledge that it is Xanthi's birthday tomorrow. So everyone say happy birthday.